Actually, the thing that I found down here was that there wasn't that much of a. There was a lot of curiosity. A lot of the people that were doing the testing, they were curious themselves. Maybe they wouldn't come out, into the media and say it necessarily. But,
they wouldn't be standing on a podium, that's for sure.
No, but they definitely have interest themselves, and if something were to be found that was unusual, they wouldn't have a problem coming out with it.
Right.
Oh my God! If you find something truly intriguing, unusual, or whatever, stand clear, because the stampede of scientists to get to it will probably kill you.
Exactly. So everybody that's involved, I would say, would definitely have a pretty high interest to come up with something unusual.
Absolutely.
But
there are some. Remember, there are some people out there. Bernard Hayes, for example, that are working, and there are a number of people that are trying to as best they can combine a professional academic position and an ability to go after these intriguing problems. There are a few. Peter Sturrock is probably the higher profile one in the last few years. But I would say, in my opinion, my colleagues are not hostile. They are intrigued, but they're not enough to really lay anything on the line.
Yeah, they won't. But they wouldn't put their professional reputation in jeopardy.
No, and nor would I. I just say, look, I'll go this far with the data, but that's it. I mean, there's a limit, and that's as far as the school is concerned. As long as I conduct myself in a way that when they see what I've written and what I've said and done, and they go, yeah, that's fine. That comports with our view of the scientific method. I'm going to have no problem at all from the school.
Right. So maybe things are changing. Maybe the atmosphere. We're at least getting to the point where the atmosphere is opening up for this sort of more stringent research. I guess, Carol, you don't think that that's the case, but you see glimpses of it maybe moving in that area?
I think that the UFO research community is so such a grab bag of talents and gifts and infighting, and you just get tired of all of that. I mean, Tom, you obviously experienced that too. You just want people to have common sense, not think that if something shows up in the window that it's the head of an alien. Yep. Maybe it's just a shadow of the branch. And there's just a level of, and I don't know if it's related to, I could hypothesize all day that it's related to the decline in mainstream religion. I don't know. Human beings have some sort of an inbuilt need to believe there's something out there helping us, navigate through the universe. I don't know what it is. I just know that people sometimes believe a little too quickly and a little too much of everything.
As of the last few years now, what do you think, where do you think the abduction phenomenon is sort of heading to, or has it become sort of stale?
I think if it continues on the path it's on, it's going to self-destruct because it's flagrantly bizarre. If you have a professor of history who's doing hypnosis for 180 hours across the ocean on the telephone with a woman who's unprotected in case she has a heart attack or a psychotic break, God forbid, what could happen to her? There is no protection for that woman. And then he begins to believe that he's getting instant messages from a violent hybrid that's walking outside his window. I don't know, where are we? And that then gives him permission, he thinks, to tell this woman while she's under hypnosis that she has multiple personality disorder. That's to almost condemn someone to a terminal illness. It's a horrible, horrible disorder.
But that sounds like a professional. I mean, that would fall within the realm of a professional, highly trained opinion. I mean, and it would be after a good deal of one-on-one contact, and I mean, this would be a conclusion you would come out to professionally if you were a psychologist after a good deal of time.
A psychiatrist.
Yeah, a psychiatrist. Not something you would do on the phone. That seems odd to me.
More than odd. It's the thing that made me just say, I need to stop and examine this, because I was part of a little bit of this. Nothing that horrible, but it shocked me.
Right.
And you can listen to the audio tape. Don't take my word for it.
Yeah. Just one last question, Carol. Do you think, is there any professionals right now from the psychiatry field that are working within the abduction phenomenon that can bring it forward in any way?
I'm not the right person to ask about that. I really am not fully involved in that field now. I don't really know who's doing that sort of work.
Okay.
I don't know of any, actually. But.
So when you stepped back from that field, you took a complete turn and walked away.
Well, I still have some writing to do and some post-production to do.
That's right. Actually, let's talk about. You're coming out with a documentary. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
I have quite a few segments edited together, but it's pretty much a one-woman band, and I still need to raise money for post-production and online editing. I do my own rough cut on Final Cut Pro, right on my, my two big monitors on my desktop, and most people can do that now. It's just, I worked in film for so many years that I certainly have done that many times, but I need somebody to do the polish and the music and some animation. So it depends if I can raise enough money for it. But I'm in the same field in filmmaking about this topic that Tyler would be if he were looking for research funding. There aren't any filmmaking institutes or foundations who are interested in this topic.
So you don't think Hollywood's gonna run with it?
Oh, Spielberg ran with it long ago.
Yeah, I see.
He walked away with all the money from the material.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good point. Valid point. Do you have a website? Could you just give out your website real quickly?
I do. It's www.carolrainey.com. CarolRain, as in Nancy, EY.
And you also have a link to the article you did on that site as well.
I do. Yes, that's
great.
Paratopia.
Paratopia. And Tyler, Dr. Kokjohn, do you have a website, or do you want to direct people to your YouTube channel?
They can just go to the YouTube channel. I have some videos that discuss alien abductions, and that's Rewinky. That's Rewinky. Just go to Rewinky's channel. And there are several different videos on there that talk about genetic evidence and whatnot.
I was going to say, they're considerably different from the standard alien abduction videotape on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Folks out there can... contact us, and we can pass their information to you. And if anybody's interested in working with you.
Also, we're going to have a link to Carol Rainey's website. I also put up a link to Dr. Kokjohn's YouTube channel on the site. It's there. If anybody want to just go to www.spectrumradionetwork.com. Look up upcoming guests tonight. Tomorrow they can look up past guests or in our archives. We'll have the show up in our archives tomorrow. Within a couple of weeks, we'll have a YouTube version as well. Definitely very enlightening. I'm looking forward to. I really hope that Carol does get this documentary made. I think it is very important, and I, for one, want to see it.
Thanks. There's some clips on my website.
Oh, good. That's great. You do have some clips available? That's awesome.
Great.
We'll just see that.
Well, I hope we can do this again in the near future. And at the same time, hoping that some changes will occur in this whole field. But
you never know. It could happen. It could happen. Dr. Kokjohn's obviously working in that direction. And if enough of the, I think what Carol said is enough of the established names in UFO research and abduction research would stand up and back this concept, it would go a long way.
Well, we're going to keep on fighting.
Okay.
Thanks for
again.
Your good work.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys, and pleasure to have you. Okay,
Thank
guys,
you so
that's good. That's good for this week. We'll see you next week when we're going to be interviewing the BBS Radio guys, Don and Doug and Seth. So we'll be able to hear the story of how BBS started and how it was created and the philosophy behind it. Good night, everyone.
Good night.